I should bring my mic over here, right? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of What's New in Kaiju. And on this fine Wednesday night, Leslie and I are back once again, and we have a stacked lineup for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are going over one before we even get into it. Leslie, how you doing? What's up, man?
Doing good. Doing
How we feeling?
good. Hope you're doing well.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
as well as everybody in the chat. Welcome back to another awesome edition of What's New in Kaiju on the awesome channel known as Kaiju Live. And to keeping up with the tradition I've been doing for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Of course, Kaiju Brooklyn's coming up real soon. The man, the brains behind Kaiju Brooklyn, at least the big cheese behind Kaiju Brooklyn, Robo 7, aka John Bellotti Jr. Again, showcasing some artwork. Last week I believe it was Hedra or something like that. Um, Now doing King Kong versus Godzilla. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
of, cou- of course, the one where Kong actually won, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a draw. It's not that stuff that you manufacture to make y'all sleep better at night. We all know Kong won that. Let's just maturity has realized that actually King Kong won that fight. He won. Godzilla won the Monsterverse, but 62. Yeah, Kong won that. But still, this is such a great piece of artwork of King Kong versus Godzilla from the awesome Robo 7, aka John Bellotti Jr. Can't wait for Kaiju Brooklyn. That's going down in a few weeks. So,
And if you missed out,
um,
we just had an interview with him just last week, so make sure you check that out here on the channel, here at Kaiju Live. That was a great chat. I had a really great time, and I can't wait for Kaiju Brooklyn. But tonight's
absolutely.
show, Leslie was at the Alamo. Let's give it a quick rundown. Leslie's going to talk about his time at the Alamo seeing Terror of Mechagodzilla, and then he has an incredible ultimate fake Mechagodzilla comparison. X Plus versus who was the other?
Radioactive Resin. It's a company that was started by Burley Vang. You heard of him in our fandom, right? Burley
Yes, yes,
Vang.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he several years ago he made a 30 centimeter resin model kit of the fake Godzilla. And so we're going to compare that kit up against the most recently released, within the last year, I should say, of the 25 centimeter fake Godzilla from X Plus. And so we're going to find out between the two who's more fake or real or something. I don't know, but
Yes.
we're going to compare the two and see what happens.
Then with the Toho crowdfunding, which I posted up, kind of was excited about at first, and then we'll get into it. A lot of people are not happy about it. Mondo just dropped the
Mm.
Urban Aztec Mothra. We don't show that off. Bandai dropped the Godzilla figure from the greatest Heisei movie ever made, Rado Goju Baby from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2.
Oh,
Superfest,
Christ.
Superfest revealed X Plus is coming out with a Batra Amago Mothra Leo getting a first time, those two first two releases, and then a reissue of Death Ghidra. For those that have missed out, that's
Oh, yeah, that's
pretty
right.
much
Yeah.
been a pretty rare figure over the last decade for X Plus collectors. So here's your chance to get it again at a fairer price, maybe. I don't know. See. I wonder how much it's going to be. And
Yeah.
then, of course, the Monarch finale and recap. It's all coming up next. But
Pre finale.
yes, this was the penultimate, and the finale is this Friday.
Absolutely.
He has two Godzillas. What does it mean?
Well, they're both fake, so it's not real Godzilla, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I see what you're saying. Um, but I guess while you're setting up the first thing, I guess I'll lead into it with the Animal Draft House thing. Yeah, Animal Draft House is currently they're gonna be showcasing some classic Godzilla films. Started this weekend with Terror of Mechagodzilla, and at first it was gonna be just I think just Saturday and Sunday, but then they extended it to having a show I think today, and I think they're having one tomorrow, and they're showing it again next month, basically around Kaiju Brooklyn time, May 30th and 31st. And they're gonna bring out the next film then also, which will be Godzilla versus Hedra. So you get a chance to see, the two films that basically kickstarted and ended the 1970s era of Godzilla films with Hedra and Terror. which is cool. And I think in June they're gonna be doing Biollante. That's all the films that I know thus far. Obviously, it's all in reaction to obviously Minus Zero that's coming out in several months. So if you want to see a cool classic Godzilla film, again, Terror, Hedra, Biollante, I guess it is classic still. Check out the Alamo Draft House. And again, the experience is great. The food is great. The drinks are great. Again, don't have to sit through 30 minutes of commercials leading into the movie. You get some Godzilla-centric commercials like the Cheerios commercial, or the Snickers bars one, or I think just old commercial involving Godzilla. It's more of a Godzilla-centric feel, and or it was that stop motion animation uh commercial where I think it was the NECA 54 Godzilla, and he's playing with I think a Bandai DMK Mothra and a Ghidorah, and there's a Godzilla Jr. and little Godzilla on the couch in front of him, and, and Godzilla Jr. is texting and is getting on Godzilla's nerves because he's like, "Rah, rah, rah," and then you know, um, but yeah, but the experience was great. The experience was great. It was the original Japanese version. Wasn't in 4K, but it was still a clear version. Basically, it's the same version that you see on HBO Max. So it was a great, great presentation. Sandra and I went. We didn't go alone. We'll talk about that momentarily, but we had a good time. It was a really, really good time. And again, I know it's easy to see these films at home while it's streaming, but to see on the big screen and to hear like the Ifukube music and the roars and the sound effects, like it's a totally different vibe. So I highly recommend it.
So let's come back to that while I get this set up, and let's go
Okay.
and take it away, sir. Take it away.
All right. Okay, we got two fake ass Godzillas. The one on the left is the radioactive resin 30 centimeter resin model kit of fake Godzilla 74, and the one on the right is the X plus 25 centimeter version of fake Godzilla. The radioactive resin model kit was first released, I want to say, in 2018, so it's been a minute. I think Burley did reissue the kit a couple years ago, I think around 2024, but it's a very, very rare limited kit, you know. Fake Godzilla from S Plus came out, I want to say, early summer or midsummer last year, And again, because I was tight on space, and around that time the tariff situation kind of got worse, so I really didn't pre-order this. When honestly, I love everything about the '70s era of Godzilla films. I love the monsters, the movies. My favorite era of Godzilla films of all time. And 74 is one of my most favorite Godzilla films of all time, also. So, and I love me some fake Godzilla. So you probably thought, that I was going to for sure pre-order it. But again, those reasons kind of like made me kind of like not make it a priority to order it.
I
But then
got you.
just recently on the Godzilla store, here in the United States, they had some in stock, for a really good price. I was like, you know what? It's domestic. I ain't got to pay no extra tariffs of me getting it to my door. And again, I love fake Godzilla. So, and while I was coming up with ideas for this show for this week, I was like, you know what? Let's compare the two. 'Cause I don't think anybody has ever done that thus far. Um, so again, as you can see, it's size difference because again, 30 centimeters versus 25 centimeter. They both have a good likeness to fake Godzilla. Um, I think I think the dorsal plates are better looking on the X Plus. They look more poofy and more child friendly, like the suit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The resin model kit looks great too, but I think the edge goes to the X Plus for the better looking dorsal plates. Face wise, I think the model kit does it better with that evil looking grin that the suit had in the movie. So I would give the edge to the model kit. Um, Now, as far as like let's say their tails, because they both have long tails. Now that is something that I think is a little bit embellished when it comes to the actual monster, or at least the suit itself, because there were only a few times, maybe once or twice, that you actually saw like his feet or his tail as far as fake Godzilla, right? But since this was a promotional suit, It wasn't meant to be like a main attraction suit that we use in the film. During those times where we do see his feet and his tail is really not that long, but it's long on both of these figures here. So that's kind of like embellished a little bit. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something like for me, I'm very OCD with monsters from my favorite movies. And Fake Godzilla again didn't have like a long tail. It was very, very short and kind of stubby. So again, liberties were taken with both of these, but um, far as like comparison with other like figures, like let's say the 25 centimeter 74 Godzilla from X Plus, or the favorite sculptor's line 30 centimeter 74 Godzilla from X Plus, they both look well against both of these, in their respective comparisons. So I don't think one trumps the other one. But overall, which one is the definitive fake Godzilla? Before I answer, I tell you what, I'll ask AJ. What do you think? If both of these were free of charge, they were both in front of you, and you can only pick one, which one are you grabbing, and what are the reasons why?
I'm definitely taking the radioactive. What's the name?
Radioactive resin.
The radioactive resin one. And why I'm doing that is because one, I think it nails the face better, which we can get a good shot here of it right here. I there's just something not just slightly off about the X Plus one, and I just think the pose that the radioactive one is hitting is just phenomenal. Like that's straight out of the movie. So I think the pose is better, and I think the sculpt is just overall better. I think it really captures that scene for me in the movie. Whereas the X Plus one, don't get me wrong, it's good, but I think it's missing on certain things in the face. And again, I just think the dynamic pose of the radioactive one is superior. Now, how about you?
I agree, even though the X Plus is a great figure too. As a matter of fact, I think because the S plus 25 centimeter 74 Godzilla, the real Godzilla, came out the same year. It came out early last year. It came out, I want to say, I think January or February. Fake Godzilla came out several months later, like I said, in early summer. I think between those two, I think Fake Godzilla is better. But between these two, I'm gonna go with the radioactive resin. But I will say, as far as like X plus, when you look at that figure and have it in hand, and you compare it up against the 25 centimeter real Godzilla, the fake Godzilla, he comes across as a little bit bulkier in a way. And I like that because it gives off the impression that, again, it's a disguised Mecha Godzilla, like something's underneath that skin. It's not overwhelmingly bigger than Godzilla himself, but it is a tad bit bigger where it kind of gives off that illusion that it is the disguised Mecha Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? So I will give it that. But between these two, I'm gonna go with the radioactive resin for the win. And that's another monster that at least a variation of Godzilla does not get enough love, in my opinion. I mean, there have been some Bandai's, and I think a couple Sofubi pieces of the fake Godzilla, but we need more. Like we need absolutely more. So, but for this round, I'm gonna have to go with the radioactive resin. That's me.
Yeah, I what was the price difference, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's see, the 25 centimeter Godzilla from S Plus. Again, I got it through the store, so it's, at least here in the United States, it was like 200. Um, I think that's what it went for if you tally up fees and shipping when you get it overseas in Japan, excuse me. Because even without the fees, it's like maybe like 115, 120, 130, something like that. But you tack on fees and shipping, it's gonna bring it up over the $200 range. So more or less, I got it what it went for originally when it first came out. The resin kit, I want to say it was maybe 250.
Okay.
But that's the kit. That's the kit when it's bare bones. It's not built. It's not painted. Again, that's why when it comes to model kits, it's a lot more an expensive endeavor unless you can build and paint these things yourself. Like in my case, I have to buy the kit and I have to ship it to somebody who can build and paint it for me. Pay for that shipping. Pay for the person to build and paint it. They have to pay for the shipping to get back to me. So it's a lot more. But the trade-off of that is I have a representation of a monster that a lot of people don't really have. That's why I love model kits. So, um, but that's that's the prices of
So
these two
what?
pieces.
So how much with everything all together?
I want to say maybe four,
Okay,
450, something like that.
that's not bad.
Which is still again, it's resin. So that right there kind of jumps
Oh
the
yeah,
price
no,
up more because
it's gonna be more expensive no matter what.
yeah, absolutely. It's because resin, if you don't know it, ladies and gentlemen, it's a more sturdy material. It's harder, but it's more brittle. You drop the thing on the floor, he's going to pieces. You drop the S plus on the floor, more likely it's going to survive the crash. But it makes
Yeah,
resin kits and
you'll
model
get a
kits a
scuff
lot
or
more
something.
delicate. Yeah, but if anything, it makes it they come across as more like elite pieces where you have to really just handle them with kitty gloves and extra care. But they pack a lot more detail than vinyl. Um, so resin is the way to go, at least for me. But you have to be real, really careful. I know that there are a lot of people out there are kind of scared of resin, and I can understand that. But don't be afraid. Like you can get some great pieces out of it. Like that destroyer that I got, back there. That's resin, and um, again, the detail is off the charts. But again, between these two, radioactive resin for the win.
Yeah, man. I honestly, I between these two, definitely going radioactive. And
Okay,
Chris had a very interesting point.
what's
Um,
up?
or take is Fake Godzilla a better suit than the 73, 75 suits? That's
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. If you ask me to rank them now, I would say I would go with because I love the Meguro Goji suit. Like I love that suit from 73 to 75. If you want to count in Fake Godzilla into that equation, I go for my most favorite to my least favorite. They're still favorites nonetheless. Number one is 74 all day. The real Godzilla, 74. Then I would go with 75. Then Fake Godzilla, then 73. What about you?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 73, Fake 74. No, 75, 74. I'm sorry. Yes, yes, yes.
It's like the
70.
inverse, basically.
Yeah. There's just something about the Megalon eyes that I just absolutely love. I just think
I can respect that.
it's so cool. It's so different than pretty much every other Godzilla incarnation. So I think that's why I just always kind of put that suit a little bit higher. And I always loved how in those movies it just seems like they just did little subtle changes where like it looks like Godzilla is getting older. Like 70, like from 73 to 75, like 75 looks more like a rugged, pissed off older Godzilla versus 73 where he's just showing up to have a good kicking ass time with his buddy Jet Jaguar.
Hmm.
Like he's just like, hey, yeah, I'm here. Throwing up peace signs and shit, like handshakes. The world hasn't gotten him, beating him down yet.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because if you look at from 73, 74, and 75, it's like he progressively got more pissed off as the movies went along. It's like
Yeah.
73, he's playful. 74, we kind of got a lot more serious because Mechagodzilla. By 75, he's like, I'm sick of this shit. I gotta deal with Mechagodzilla anti-Tenosaurus. So, but
Yeah.
again, I see some people sometimes rag on that suit and say it's like one of the worst suits. I don't get that. Now, granted, I
Uh,
know everybody's entitled to their opinion, but like one of the worst suits, I don't agree with that at all. But
yeah,
um,
no, that's
but
nonsense. But all right,
yeah.
let's backtrack real quick. We're gonna
Hmm.
go back to the Alamo because I finally figured out the issue.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
us.
I
One fantastic shirt from Cavity Colors, one of the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I couldn't like Sandra and I. We couldn't go and see Terror Mechagodzilla without bringing Mechagodzilla himself. And again, as I mentioned on our last show last week on Wednesday, um, or maybe it was when the show with John Bellotti Jr. over the weekend. Either way, I called the theater and asked them, could I bring an outside like piece to the movie? They was like, yeah, as long as you're responsible for it and we're not, you can do whatever you want. And so I knew I was going to bring him. And so we go into the venue and I'm walking around with this thing and I'm like, Sandra, take a picture, and I take a picture of her and all with Mecha Godzilla. And so we go sit down, waiting for the movie to, you know, um, start. And we getting, trying to get some food or whatever. And every now and then somebody would come up and just look at MechaGodzilla, look at me. And again, I'm trying just I'm waiting for the movie. I'm excited about the movie, but I had this grim look on my face, so they don't really know how to take me
Yeah.
until like again they finally said, "Can I take a picture of MechaGodzilla?" I'm like, yeah, go ahead, take a picture. And even
That's
one of
so
the
funny.
waitresses that was giving us food, it was like, that is such a cool thing to do. It's like I've seen people do that, but to see an actual replica of one of the title characters that you're about to watch, that is just so cool. And so while I was in there, I was taking footage of MechaGodzilla, watching some of the trailers and watching the movie. Like him, he was watching himself, you know. So it was a fun time. It was a really fun time. Again, I won't have time to see Hedra because I'll be in New York. But if I went to see Hedra, I would have bring a Hedra with me. Or no, I'm not bringing Biollante. That's just too much work. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that. But
that would be a lot. Were you able to participate in any the beverages behind you? Did they have anything special
they
for the
had some
show?
Toho, they had some Toho centric stuff. But around that time, after we left the movie theater, Sandra had to go to the airport because she had to go out of town for her job this week. Shout out to you, babe. I know she's in the chat. Thank you. Um, so we couldn't really enjoy some of these, like the alcoholic drinks. I think it was like a Godzilla something there, or a King Ghidorah wings or something. I don't know. But we couldn't really enjoy the food because again, I had to get her to the airport, and then that was the same night we did the John Bellotti Jr. show. So by the time the movie was over and the airport was like maybe 30 miles
There she
away, I
is.
had enough time. There she is. There's the queen. I had enough time to get her to the airport, hug her, kiss her, all that good stuff, then rush on back so I can make it in time for the for our show. But the next time we go, because again, I know we won't make Hedra, but we'll definitely see about Alante. When we go, we definitely gonna partake in the food, and I'll give you a food update when I do. But it's nice that the Alamo is doing this, and who
Yeah.
knows, maybe they'll add more films, as we get closer to minus zero. I don't think it's gonna be the last time the Alamo is gonna show classic Godzilla films, but it was great.
Here's you in your seats right here. It's pretty awesome, man.
hmm Yeah, and that shadow right there to the right, that's MechaGodzilla,
His
the
arm, yeah.
figure. Look, yeah, looking at, and then that's a title of Terror MechaGodzilla, which actually, when you translate that to Japanese, is Mecha Gojira Gyakushu, which actually means in Japanese MechaGodzilla's counterattack. Which honestly, I think that's a cool ass title. I really do. Like Godzilla Raise Again. It's like Godzilla or Gojira Kyakushu. Godzilla Raise Again, original Japanese title was Godzilla's Counterattack after 54. So,
Oh, this is so fitting.
Oh my god, I love it. And this is why I love the Alamo, man. Like you get all this extra fun stuff.
Look at MechaGodzilla see himself.
And Leslie's having the time of his life. Let's go.
damn right.
Oh man. You can't get any, but this. There he is. Caesar. Yeah, look at it. It looked like it was pretty packed out, man. Pretty good turnout for the movie.
It was a good turnout. It wasn't completely sold out. I mean, but it was a good show in there. A good pack of people there. But I have to say, like, there were a couple times where they were laughing at obviously some like the overacting from
Oh
Katsura,
yeah,
like when
of
she,
course.
when she like or
Yeah,
when
yeah, it's
or when Titanosaurus punches Godzilla and the suit floats up in the air, like
come on.
that got
It's
a chuckle.
1974, man. It's 1974. There he is. There's that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
They got some chuckles here and there, and even but Sandra got like pissed off. It's like you ain't supposed to be laughing at that. I'm like, babe, it's all right.
there. Breaking news: Sandra
Yeah.
fucks up mad people at the Alamo Draft House for disrespecting Tokusatsu Godzilla.
I know. It's like she really, we were leaving the movie theater. She literally got mad. She like, that's messed up, man. They shouldn't be laughing no mess like that. Like, shh. She was cussing and everything. I love my wife. I love her so much.
I love how this like isn't even really a trailer. It's like basically someone's own made like they just kind of made their own like little super cut of the movie kind of there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And with that trailer, a couple things kind of stick out. You get different camera angles from the final fight, but there's that little mini shot of fake Godzilla transforming into MechaGodzilla. That tells me that MechaGodzilla, I think one of the original plans was to have MechaGodzilla not reveal himself until the final battle. Otherwise, why would they film that? Which that would have put a different spin on the movie. If the movie is half fake Godzilla and half MechaGodzilla, that would have been kind of interesting. But still, either way, it's one of the best Godzilla movies of all time, and it's definitely one of my most favorite. It's on my top 10 list. It comes at number 5.
Posted this up today, and I believe this was announced yesterday, so it's a little late. And this is about the Toho crowdfunding. So basically, Godzilla's official account posted up Godzilla Fest 2026 is happening November 3rd, and this year fans worldwide can help bring a brand new burning Millennium Godzilla suit to life for the new Fest Godzilla short film. A global crowdfunding campaign is now live via Campfire, open to backers in 82 countries. Backing opens June 20th at 5 p.m. JST. So I posted this up, and originally I did think it was pretty cool, but then, there was a ton of negative comments, and honestly, I could not disagree with them, and very curious your take on this. So first off, I think they are, when they say a new, because I had someone ask like, well, they already have a burning Godzilla suit, why do they need a new one? Most of the burning stuff from the short was all CGI overlay patches. So I guess they want to make a real Millennium burning suit, I guess, would be the only thing I can really think of. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Toho's doing bad right now. They are a multi-million-dollar, possibly billion-dollar company at this point. The Monsterverse is clearly doing very well for them. Godzilla -1, like, they're probably at the height of their pinnacle financial success right now. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't done a financial analysis on Toho Studios, but it does seem very weird to ask your fans to fund your shit when you're not struggling for it. Usually a lot of places, or a lot of, you see it in toys a lot, but Kickstarters and stuff like that, or because people do not have the money to fund these projects, so they try to get it crowdfunded. Toho has the money, so why are they doing crowdfunding? And the other thing that I've seen is they're not announcing, or maybe they will, and I hope they do. What is your reward for crowdfunding? Do you get something other than just your name on the screen? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna get figures? Anything? Because it just seems like, why? Because at the end of the day, not only do they have the money to do so, whatever they produce from this short, they're gonna turn into toys, this, that, and the other thing. So it's like, what do you get out of it for bringing it to life? It's again, you're a very successful company. Is this needed? Is this a route to go to? Is it a good or bad look for Toho? What do you think? What's your honest opinion on it?
I think it's bad, really. Like I said, you got Minus Zero coming out, which is getting lots of buzz lately. On top of that, Supernova's coming out after that, and they obviously get a cut of that because it's Godzilla. Monarch, say what you want about the show, it's still one of the highest rated shows on Apple TV.
Yep.
So they're not and also the merchandise. There is so much merchandise out there when it comes to Godzilla, and of course Toho gets a cut of that. I'm sure they can thrive on just that alone. And now you're asking people to crowdfund this, especially at a time right now where gas prices is horrendously overpriced. Like the basic necessities are getting even more expensive, and now you're asking fans to contribute. I'm sorry, Toho. I've already contributed a lot to you over the years, as you can see behind me. Okay, you have gotten a lot of my money, and you'll get more in the future. Trust me. But far as like this, no. And honestly, that's probably my least favorite Godzilla short that they have done thus far. Like the burning
Yeah.
one. And again, I was in Japan when that short happened. When I saw it, I was like, I saw some people go gaga for it and say it was the best. I'm like, okay, you're not driving me anywhere because you're blind, clearly. But I think that's like one of the least. It's the least interesting one. Everything else that happened before then with Hedra, Gigan, even the one where Godzilla and Jet Jaguar take on GMK Ghidorah was even better in my opinion, at least more entertaining. This one, the only good thing about that short was seeing Godzilla react to himself at the Godzilla Hotel. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that was
Not
pretty
it,
much
not
it.
it, not, yeah,
Yep.
not even the monster that makes a cameo at the end that we don't know what that is, but it's not enough to get me excited and say, okay. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna watch it, but I also believe, like, again, it's a cool look for the Burning Godzilla for the 2000, but I do feel like they shouldn't overdo it. Like the Burning look is fine for 95. You got away with it somewhat with Monsterverse. This is just going too far, in my opinion, and it's going to water down the look, which is already iconic. Now you're asking for people again to pay for it so we can get a short.
Yeah,
Mm,
like
mm-mm.
the perk can't be the short. Like there has to be something else. Like Wander just put up like getting some kind of dorsal, like a dorsal plate or red reptile. Just get a whole suit. I want the suit now.
Hmm.
Again, so it very strange. But yeah, I agree. I think this is a bad look unless, of course, they come out with some kind of tiered perk pool because that's usually what Kickstarters have, or there's always these different tiers and you get different things. Like there are perks to your donation. Whereas, is Toho gonna do anything, or is it just gonna be, hey, just give us money because we don't want to actually make men in suit shit anymore, but if you want it, you can pay for it, because that's what it feels like. Like we don't want to do this anymore, but if you do, you pay for it, and we'll give you all the good old stuff you need.
Absolutely. And Red Reptile said, if I'm not mistaken, the Gigan and Jet Jaguar suits for the shorts were crowdfunding. He's absolutely right. But in Gigan's case, at least you got an S plus figure.
No,
Like
but
remember they brought out and what?
well, the difference is they're doing international crowdfunding, so that means anywhere, like 82 countries,
Oh
including the
yeah,
U.S.
that's right.
Like that's what's new about it. Like you wanted to do, they did some crowdfunding in Japan for that, but this is now like internet. Like it's like, okay, how much? Like I don't know. I because and again, whatever suit they make, it's going to be another figure too. So the amount of money that they're going to be being able to make off of your donations doesn't not cool, man. That's not cool.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, if anything, like I said, it's a bad look, but at the end of the day, you can choose or not choose to donate. It doesn't it's not gonna really change anything. At the end of the day, the suit's gonna get made regardless, whether you donate or not.
Yeah.
So the end result is really the same. I mean, it's not like Toho has made bad decisions before. So like removing Ghidorah and I mean removing Anguirus and Ron and GMK. But we ain't gonna talk about that decision. But it's
But
chop it up as another Toho decision that you don't agree with, and we'll move on.
yeah, Mondo. And we had seen a tease that I believe it was Designer Con, if I remember correctly, but now they are officially dropping it. They dropped this today. Coming soon, a Mothra Queen timed edition, as usual. Designed by Urban Aztec, this Mothra vinyl designer figure has an impressive 18-inch wingspan. It's a big
Jesus.
girl, big girl. And pre-orders are going live, it looks like, from May 5th. Oh, so we're going to party Cinco de Mayo with some Mothra Queen. So May 5th through May 19th. And
When's the
they
shipping?
That I don't know. We probably won't get that until the pre-order goes up. I mean, their stuff's been coming out fairly quickly from pre-order date. Like I remember all the designer con stuff you pretty much got like within a month or two right afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But you know, they posted a bunch of pictures, and look at this close-up shot here, man. Like this looks beautiful. I've usually skipped on the first colorway because I usually don't. I've always kind of want to wait for a green version. I'm always going to go green, but I think this one's just too perfect, man. I think I'm going to get this version right out of the gate. Comes with a cool stand, and I think for you horror fans out there, I think this is kind of the icing on the cake. This reminds me so much of Silence of the Lambs. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so freaking cool, man. So,
I see Billy and Saw. That's what I see.
well, I can see that too. Yeah, Jigsaw. I can see that. But just the
Now, but between Mothra and King Ghidorah and Godzilla, which one do you think has the best look so far?
that's tough, man. Honestly, I think I won't say until I get it in person because I think the King Ghidorah is awesome, especially with the beams and everything. It's such a impressive piece on your shelf.
Unique piece.
So honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. They're all very unique in their own way, showstoppers. Like I have two of the Godzillas. I had to get the emerald green one, and then I've been actually getting these for Abby. That's what I tell the wife. But you know, she
we're all live, right?
So I usually get the pink ones or the cherry blossoms, and they haven't done any glows, I don't believe, of any of the Urban Aztec releases, and I wonder if that's on purpose by design or if we ever will. But I've been getting I always get all the cherry blossom glows usually from Mondo.
Oh, okay.
So, but they haven't come out with one for this. It's perfect. Bandai Movie Monster series, just coming out with another banger. Come on, you got nothing to say. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look how beautiful. Look at our boy. They even he's ready. You know, wants to talk all about how he's in the best Heisei movie, 1993. Godzilla.
It's the best movie that came out. It's the best Heisei movie that came out in '93. I'll give you that.
But no, in all seriousness, though, this sculpt is awesome. I love that Bandai keeps giving us new updated sculpts. Because if you're an original Bandai collector, you will recall pretty much the original 8-inch and most of the 6-inch line. The Heisei Godzilla was represented by one sculpt, and they would just they're outside of 91 and Burning Godzilla, every sculpt was the same. So this is awesome to like they're actually doing the individual Heisei suits now. So I'm pretty stoked about this one. This is
and they've been killing it with the Heisei ones as of like the new Sci-Fi 84 that just came out, the new Junior that just came out, the Destroyer that came out, the Flying Destroyer. Like they've been doing a great job with these recent updated sculpts of the figures, especially the Heisei ones. So those designs are awesome. So it's nice that they're doing that. So it's gonna be intriguing to see what they will do next.
And then this was probably the biggest collector news of last week. I think this happened on Friday, right? Saturday. But oh no, he's so beautiful. I had to keep him still on the screen. But ladies and gentlemen, Batra.
About damn time.
Batra is finally coming to the the LMS series, 25 centimeter large monster series from X Plus. And, here you can see it and this is where you're getting the Death Ghidorah reissue. You can see him in the bottom there, and then they had a picture of Mothra Leo. So this is great, and I love the base. They have him on like a broken building. Just nice that they've always come out with great bases for the Mothra figures in general. So I'm glad that they followed suit with Batra. I can't wait to see this thing painted, man. I cannot wait. The black and red wings. This is going to be a phenomenal piece. I've been downsizing my collection. I'm not missing out on Batra. Batra is an absolute pre-order for me. I've always loved that monster in larva and imago form. So, yes, finally. Hopefully, this gets released and this doesn't go the way of Mecha King Ghidorah.
Absolutely.
The prototype to be
Again,
seen never again.
yeah, and like you mentioned with the bases, like the '92 Mothra, came with the symbol and the half buried egg as a base. This is
Yeah,
really cool. I don't know if the building is going to be the Rick feature or they may have to stand it on like just a regular base with no building. I'm hoping that
that would
the
suck.
building comes with, yeah, that would suck. But I'm hoping that actually, you know what? I know people are sick to death with light ups, but I think Badger deserves a light up because when you see that monster lit up in the movie, like they could really kill it with the light up with Batra, with the red on his body and the horns light up. But
Yeah,
again,
I don't
Batra,
think we're gonna get that.
I hope so. I mean, because again, that's been like the tried and true method when it comes to Rick features, when it comes to S Plus anyway. They'll just do a light up, even if the light up is accurate or not.
See, now
And yes, I
that's
know, I know it's been done to death, but when they do it right, they can get it right, and I hope they can do that with Batra here. But again, Batra, the adult form, has been like one of the last remaining pieces from the Heisei series that we have been asking for. The only one really that's left is King Ghidorah.
yeah.
It's
But
King Ghidorah, like
honestly,
as far as like
the,
major
the
villain,
Ichiban
but
ones, the Ichiban's good enough. Honestly, I I don't. After the Ichiban released, I don't have the desire for there to
for an
be
X
an
plus
X
one,
plus one. Like it,
right?
it fills the void and it scales phenomenal with the Sakai 91, which is one of the best 91s of all time. So it's a win-win
Absolutely.
situation. But I wonder. So if it's not just a horn light up, which it very well could be. I don't know if they do the wings. That would be a little crazy. What else could the Rick be for
That's
Batra?
why Rad Reptile in the chat said a Ferris wheel.
I know. I
Even
think
though
the
that's
Ferris wheel would be so cool, but they'll never do
that
that.
would be cool, but that's still kind of unlikely. I'm not knocking it, but this is still a cool suggestion. That's why I mentioned the whole light up thing. That's the only thing I think they can do that's synonymous with the movie because we didn't see Batra, hatch from an egg, or we didn't see anything outside of what
Yeah.
Mothra does really. But um, that's the only thing I can think of, because again, we don't see the flying Batra until really late in the movie, because the larval form kind of like dominates the good majority of the movie,
Yeah.
really, and that's the one that a lot of people love more. At least I do. Even though I still want the adult one, I think between the two, the larval form is better. But
Oh
I'm
yeah, no,
glad that we finally get it.
Laura form is awesome, but I think I
Yeah,
just love the design overall. Everything about Batra is phenomenal. But yeah, I don't know what a Rick piece could be other than just a light up. And it'll probably will just be that. They'll probably just do the horn. It'd be sick if they were able to figure out how to do the wings too. That'd be dope. But
or if
we'll
they
see.
do like this is the only thing that popped into my mind just now. If they can, even though they don't have anything to do with Batra, but they were still the same movie, like a mini version of the Cosmos. That's the only thing I can think of, maybe. Um, but because they
Could
do
do
end up
it.
becoming friends at the end.
Could
So
do his symbol, the Batra symbol,
yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, but
a little plaque or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, something like that. I mean, but I think it's going to be the light up. That's going to be the try and true method. But again, like you just said, Martha Leo. Again, because Mothra is celebrating her 65th anniversary this year, so they're going on out with Mothra. And Mothra, besides Desicador, at least Mothra Leo is the second figure they have done coming from the Mothra trilogy. I hope at some point that leads us to getting Grand King Ghidorah. That is the monster that I want. 25 centimeter. That is one of the best looking Ghidorahs they have ever done. My God, if they can do that, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm shocked that we haven't seen that. Honestly, it's really just the Bandai figure outside of some resin kits, right? The
yeah,
giant
pretty much,
Bandai
yes,
figure and that figure was amazing. Yeah, that
absolutely.
design I am absolutely shocked isn't more loved and doesn't have more. Well, I want to say more love, just not more representation of.
Yeah.
Like, how would we not have an X Plus figure of that, but we have GMK Ghidra? Like, come on, what are we doing here?
That's been reissued twice.
It's probably just because it's
Again,
massive. Again, a Grand King Ghidra, even in 25 centimeter scales, absolutely a unit of a piece if they're going for
absolutely.
scale. So
Yeah.
I could see why they'd be like, maybe we'll back off. I mean, it's the same thing with Mecha King Ghidra. Mecha King Ghidra is a unit. It's just a massive,
Yeah.
massive figure, and I guess they just don't. It's not cost effective for them.
But I'm sorry, they lose their argument because they brought out the 25 centimeter Monsterverse Godzilla, I mean King Ghidorah, and that figure is fully intact, and the box is reflective of that. And the shipping was horrible because again, that figure is massive and it's fully intact and it's all straight vinyl. And I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but when I got the shipping for that thing and I saw that they were not going to have the figure shipped with the wings and whatever unattached, I was like, okay, I guess
Yeah,
you're gonna
well,
make your money that way.
yeah. It was, some decisions when you do that, you're just like, don't you realize what's happening in the world right now? Like, why would
Yeah,
you make it this big?
yeah,
Or like glue the wings in? Just why?
yeah, yeah,
Why?
yeah.
So
Oh
before
well.
we get into the recap, I want to start off with showing a clip. Huge shout out to Kaiju United for sending us this clip. This is for the finale, leading up into the finale. I believe it's Little Kong versus Monster X.
Fighting
Monster
it.
X. Oh my God. Whew. Yeah. Whoops. Whoopsie.
Like he ain't fighting Jagger. What the hell's wrong with you?
All right. Let's sit back and enjoy. Let's see. Let's die already. No, I'm just kidding. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. Huge shout out
hmm
again, Kaiju United. That came from Apple TV. And then there's one more teaser that I want to show for the finale. This actually just dropped. I believe IGN released it. Check this one out. Episode 9, we see Godzilla. It ended with Godzilla following Titan X, and it started off exactly with that. And before this episode dropped, a lot of people were actually very pissed with the entire situation of Godzilla attacking Titan X, and a lot of people saying it was out of character for Godzilla and they're breaking the lore and ruining the lore that the Monsterverse has created. And then all those people within 5 minutes had to eat a massive, massive piece of crow
hmm
because it's revealed that Godzilla was basically just making sure that Titan X got to where it needed to go and wasn't going to break off. And basically said, all right, you good now? Peace, I'm out. I'm the king of the monsters.
hmm
And honestly, while I was very disappointed we did not get an underwater fight scene, I like when the episode 8 ended, that was the first place my mind went was, oh man, we might finally get a new
hmm
underwater fight scene. So initially I was a little disappointed, but honestly I loved that they just this characterization of Godzilla, and I liked, and it just made sense. It made sense, like, because we know Kong's supposed to fight Titan X at some point. Obviously, it's going to be the finale, which we just showed, and so it wouldn't make sense if Titan X had this huge battle with Godzilla and then fought Kong. Like,
Right. Yeah.
or she would probably be so wounded, if not defeat. Like Kong would just be some sushi for
hmm
the boy. But
Yeah.
me personally, I really like the episode. Um, my favorite thing about it was tying everything to Skull Island, and I want to pass it off to you for that because
Yes.
I know that was one of your favorite parts as well.
Yes. Absolutely. Um. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode too. Um. And I can understand some people being upset that Godzilla really, at the end of the day, in this season, really didn't do a hell of a lot. You know.
No,
And I know I've been kind of poking that bear a little bit, but I'm gonna be objective here. Um. he served his purpose. May not have been a big one, but he served his purpose on the show. Because again, this is more in a way, kind of more Kong focused in a way. Um, and him, having that role of being the warden of the monsters, if you will, or the Titans.
Yeah.
Again, it does. Godzilla has had a history of killing monsters or Titans, but he also has had a history of not going full force if that Titan is not really a threat to the natural order of things. He'll fight them, but if they are not really a true threat, like let's say King Ghidorah or the Mutos, then he won't kill them. So
Yeah,
that's not
like
out of character at
she
all.
was just chilling on the
So
beach, so he was just there and he was pissed off, and giant monster, what's up? What are you doing? But I
yeah,
did,
wrong place, wrong time. A
yeah,
misunderstanding, and that happens, but it's not out of character for Godzilla to do what he did in both episodes, really. And again, his role of being the warden and making sure that that Titan is going where it needs to go um, was great. But also, it was twofold. It was twofold because he follows her to Skull Island, and Skull Island is the only place in the world that Godzilla has no authority
yeah,
because Kong is the king of Skull Island. You may not want to hear that, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the truth.
yeah.
Godzilla has the rest of the
There's an
world, but
agreement.
Skull Island is Kong's. Everything that sets foot on that island has to answer to him, including Godzilla, if that were to happen. Not trying to say that Kong will win, but still, Kong, that's his home. That's
Yeah,
his territory. He was born there. His parents raised him there. His parents died there. That is his. So I like the fact that, again, go back to what they said in the movies. I think in New Empire, that as long as they don't venture in each other's territories, they're fine. So I think it's more so a respect thing with Godzilla not setting foot on Skull Island because that's not his turf. That's Kong. So I really do appreciate that. But yeah, the ties to Skull Island, the fact that you see again the graveyard of Kong's parents. You see you get more of a backstory with Billy, which I really enjoy because again, for the longest
yeah,
time, we thought that he abandoned Hiroshi because he was upset of what he found out with Lee and Keiko. But to find out he was trying to find her the entire time. And when you realize that, or when she realizes that, you're like, oh,
yeah. That was
wow.
that was awesome,
That
and
was powerful, man. Like I felt that. I was like, oh man.
yeah, and
So
they going back and they find the exact spot, the entire graveyard that they were on Skull Island. That whole scene was just fantastic, and one of the things that I loved because it has been a little bit distracting because apparently there's only really a 2 year difference. Um, Not 2 year, but it's just not enough age, or maybe it is 2 years. Where you get that actor that plays young Billy to John Goodman. So I did love that when he was a professor, they gave him like he looked
the
like he
beard.
was beard, and it also looked like he was gaining some weight, like he kind of had like a gut. So it was like okay,
Yeah.
like you can see like he's kind of going off the rails. It's so I like that they leaned into like trying to bridge that gap a little bit between the two actors, where it just always looked very like wait, that guy turns into John Goodman, like what
Well, think
so
about it this way. Think about it this way. When we saw him in that lecture or in that classroom, it was 1968. The events of Skull Island happened in 1973. A lot can happen in 5 years, especially if
okay,
you're put yourself in his shoes.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're
exactly,
hell bent to try. Yeah.
yeah,
So
he's not obviously not taking care of himself, just completely
yeah,
focused on trying to find Keiko, and yeah, man, awesome. The whole
yeah,
callbacks to everything Skull Island, and like you said, it's such a shame Skull Island does not exist
yeah,
currently in the Monsterverse. Such a
yes.
shame.
That's a crying shame. And I mentioned this before we went live that I because they do Skull Island so well on this show and in the movie, but more so the show because we see a lot of it here. I just wish they didn't prematurely kill it off. Because
Yeah,
again, I enjoy the Hollow Earth and what we've seen in the Hollow Earth, but the biggest problem with the Hollow Earth is that when you see Kong or Suko or Scar King or the apes or any other monster that Kong fights in the Hollow Earth, because that place is so big, you lose the sense of scale of the monster. You forget that Kong, when he's walking around, he's 300 feet tall in our world, but in that world, he looks like a regular ape.
Yeah.
He doesn't look all big and majestic, and all that good stuff. But at least on Skull Island, they still have a sense of how big these creatures and how dangerous these creatures are. And you
Yeah.
get more of that on Skull Island than you do with the Hollow Earth. But hopefully, if there's a season 3, hopefully we'll get more of Skull Island. Because again, Isabel, she was a bitch. I'm sorry. I hate when she said we brought
Yeah.
Titan X here so we can
Yeah.
build a base so we can kill Kong. When she said that, I was like, oh man, I hope Kong shits on
You know,
you.
yeah, it's so funny. You sit this whole time, this whole time she's like trying to convince you, like, I'm not like my dad. I'm not like my dad. It's like, oh no, you're actually fucking worse. What are you trying to do?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, hold on a second. So like, you want to kill Kong, and I get it. You don't want, you're against Titans or whatever, but like your entire purpose is to kill Kong so you can access that
Access Monday.
Yeah, so you can
And
go
use it
to
as like a
that
personal
one
time
port.
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, what? I don't know. So yeah, to me, she ended up being way worse. Like, so it was funny. I just felt that was funny. Like, you spent all this time trying to be like, we're not the bad guys. We're not the bad guys. And then like when you get to it, you're like, holy shit, you're way worse than what Apex is trying to do. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, and again, just for some kind of weird. It's always about money, man. Like, I want to build a time machine so we can do weird shit and charge crazy money for it in this fantasy world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna bring a whole construction crew into Access Monday and create a hotel resort of like, it's just hysterical. Like, you realize the thing that I don't get about her plan is like, you realize that any Titan can just travel there, right? So like, if you built a detox resort or whatever the fuck nonsense you're trying to do, you think Godzilla's not going to show up and go, get this the fuck out of here?
Right.
So like, I just don't understand her plan, because it's like, how do you go into a world that is completely like almost this pocket dimension within itself and expecting to control it? Like, it's just, sometimes it's just like these fucking rich people are so insane. Like, yeah, we're going to totally go in there. We're going to have, it's awesome. No problem. Barely an inconvenience. There's all these crazy things that can kill you, from the plants to the dirt to everything in the sky. Oh, and by the way, the ground just every now and then, shoots lightning out of it. Like, what? Like, I don't know. It's just, the plan is so fucking stupid. It's almost as stupid as beaming a power source from the Hollow Earth back up to base via Wi-Fi. So I don't know. I guess that runs in the family.
Yeah, she makes John Hammond look like a responsible adult, a responsible adult based on what he did. I mean, basically what she's trying to do is like Jurassic World without the fences. Like, but again, all that.
Pretty much.
Truth. I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, and again, these things are way bigger than dinosaurs. So like the things that are small there are basically dinosaurs. Like, oh God. Yeah, I mean,
but when she said, and when she said, we got to kill Kong, and I'm trying to figure out why you want to kill Kong for. Now, I understand from her perspective, they don't want to have another G thing. I think we can all relate to that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want this major disaster.
Yeah, it's bullshit though.
Yes,
she was just saying that stuff to try to get him on her side. Yeah, that's all. She was just manipulating him. Nothing to do with G-Day.
Pretty much.
She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
She wants to make money off a time machine. That's it.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna have a good fight, but I don't think that Kong is gonna kill Titan X. I think it's gonna get to a situation where they're gonna lose control over Titan X, and then Kong and Titan X gonna mutually part ways. Titan X gonna go back into Access Monday. Kong's gonna continue roaming Skull Island, and
I hope so.
Probably lead into the event
I
of
hope so,
2019. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, because I gotta say, man, Titan X, and Chris pointed this out on the chat, like, this show was more focused on Titan X, and I actually really dug that aspect of the show.
That is
like
true.
You really thought this was now like this was going to be a total Kong-centric show, mirroring kind of what they did with season 1, where Godzilla was always the focal point, whether or not he was or wasn't on the screen. So you were kind of thinking, they might do that, but they ended up giving us an incredible new kaiju, or Titan, whatever you want to call it. And I loved all the focus on it. But I got to say, man, what they're doing to Titan X is beyond fucked up.
Pretty much.
She basically got woken up accidentally off her normal cycle. She's been thrown off course. Had to fight Godzilla. Fighting Godzilla gets your baby stolen. And now you go to save your baby, and now you're basically given the fucking Bane venom, and you can't control it, and now you're just ramped up to a fucking billion to try to fight.
And then you fight
Kong.
You fight the giant monkey that gives you 2 punches to the face. So
and again, you're not, and she's not really in control of it. It has nothing to do with her. She's basically just being controlled.
Titanosaurus.
Yes. Holy shit. It's literally, which now actually makes sense, because they wanted to use Titanosaurus in this. So that's actually a total fucking callback to that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I'm here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm excited for the finale, man. Wrapping up on Friday. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to give us enough. I've been very happy with this season.
Me too.
Especially compared to season 1. I think they've done a lot of justice repairing some of these human characters, especially like Kate. Because if you watch any of these shows over the last month, I've been pretty much calling for Kate to please die already.
Really?
Yeah. So, but I do like what they've done with her now. I like the turnaround. And obviously the Russells are fantastic. So
fantastic, yeah.
Very, very curious to see where they go. I'm very curious to see, because have they announced a season 3?
Not yet.
No, just the spin-off prequel so far, right?
Just a spin-off prequel. I think maybe they're gonna wait and see how the show does overall once the final episode is aired, and then they'll probably make a decision. I think so.
I think we're definitely getting a season 3. I think absolutely.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think that again, a lot of people wanted one thing, but they got something different, and people hate on that, which is understandable. But considering what we got, I mean, I didn't get what I really wanted from this season, but I still got something unexpected, and I still enjoyed the hell out of it. Even wasn't what I was expecting or more. Maybe, but again, I didn't expect to. I didn't expect to favor Kate as much as I did. I didn't expect to really be more enamored with Titan X as I did. I thought she was gonna be like a throwaway villain for the season, but I want to see more of her. I want to see more. The acting from Wyatt Russell in that one episode, my God! Then what we just mentioned, find out that Billy the whole time was really trying to find her. Like, he knew monsters already existed, but that wasn't the end game for him. He was still trying to find his wife, and I can get behind that. But I hate to see this show go. I can't wait for the final episode, but I'm gonna hate to see this show go. But we're not done talking about Monarch, ladies and gentlemen, after the final episode, because after we watch the next episode, which will be the final, next week's episode is going to be very, very fun for y'all, because not only will we talk about the final episode, we're going to give you a recap of the entire season, our favorite moments, our favorite scenes, characters, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, what we hope for season 3. That will be going down next week on What's New in Kaiju. The full recap of Monarch Season 2, Legacy of Monsters. Hope to see you there.
Next week?
Yes.
But that's the 6th.
Is it?
Yeah.
It
is? I thought we were doing something completely different.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, no, that's right.
I'm like, I'm looking at the calendar right now. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm
sorry, Kelly. You still got your date. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to retcon anything.
Dates canceled. We are doing a Monsterverse recap.
No. The following week on the 13th is when we'll do a recap of. I'm sorry, I misspoke, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get my weeks messed up. But yeah, the following week we'll talk about the full recap of Monarch season 2. Next week we're gonna do something very, very special. Um, don't
Big
want to
box
spoil
day.
it just yet, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
gonna be a big box day. We're gonna do a full reveal or something next week, but we'll definitely get that out to you probably by the weekend, so you know what's going on, so you can get. I want to get as much eyeballs on this as possible. So I'll just give you a hint. He's from Okinawa, so
Yeah, that about
so
sums
that's
it up.
about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Had a fun time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what do we got to wrap up? We got anything? I think that was it. I
I
think
think
that
we
was
cut.
our wrap.
I think
I
we.
think that was our wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything. Again, thank you so much for everybody that's been watching us since we started doing this endeavor. Really have had a fun time with one of my best friends in the world. Just shooting, just having a great
Yeah,
time, and
man.
it's a wonderful time for us kaiju fans because we got a lot going on. Yes, Monarch is ending, but again, Kaiju Brooklyn, G Fest, minus zero. Like, we're gonna be eating good for the next several months, going into probably the next couple of years. And on this show in particular, we got so many ideas mapped out and planned in the early stages, mind you.
Yeah.
But if it's kaiju content you want, you're here at the right place, and we're gonna
And,
bring it to you.
and speaking of that, I know we've been doing a lot of sports stuff here for the last couple months. And it's done very well, but probably by the end of next month, we will be, all the sport content will be moving away from here onto its own Square Table Sports channel. So again, this will be Kaiju Live will be all Kaiju and nothing else. Back to, what's new in Kaiju, our master classes, our spotlights. There'll be more. I want to start doing more figure spotlights too, like just flat out like pick some figures and get some toys on turntables, baby. And then
Absolutely.
so if you are a Kaiju fan and like Wander, I know you're in there, Kaiju sport fan, I should say, definitely check us out, the Square Table Sports. So you can, if you are interested in that, you will get the notifications, and you no longer have to be on Kaiju Live getting notifications about sports, because I'm sure there's some people like, God damn it, I don't care about the Yankees, but I'm gonna make you care. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone that's donated to the Patreon and supporting us here at Kaiju Live. It means the world, man, to keep this going. And like Leslie said, we got a lot of stuff planned out, and I can't wait to keep grinding. And if you want to see us, we will be at Kaiju Brooklyn. Together, we'll be there on Sunday the 31st. But Kaiju Live
Mm-hmm.
is going to be at Kaiju Brooklyn, first time vending. So definitely check it out, kaijubrooklyn.com for your ticket information. And hopefully we'll see you there. But all right, everybody.
Absolutely.
As always, like and subscribe and be on the lookout for more content from Kaiju Live. Have a great night, everybody.